Hi guys, sorry it's been so long since I did a video, but I've been kind of in a funk lately. I don't know why I'm in a funk, I'm just been in one. I sat down and kind of looked at all the palettes that I've got, like my new palettes, and I got some inspiration, which is what I was hoping for, from this little Tartelette in Bloom palette. Has these like lovely dark shades, which are great for doing smoky eyes. So this whole eye look is only using eyeshadows in this palette, which I'm really excited about. If you like that or you want to see more single palette tutorials, let me know in the comments below and I will make that happen. And that's kind of all I got today. And I just wanted to kind of apologize for this hot mess back here. You can kind of see it back here-ish, whatever, that area. Life with a toddler. That's my life. So without further ado, here is the video. I hope you like it.
Hello love bugs, I am back and I am ready to prime my eyeshadow using this eyeshadow primer potion by Urban Decay. I am going to tap that on and kind of blend that into my eyelid from my brow bone all the way down to my eyelid and make sure that I get a really good base for my eyeshadow to really help stop creasing and then just keep everything where I want it to be. The palette that I'm using today is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. I do use the 4 bottom shades to kind of create the general look. Next, I'm going to take a Sigma E40, the tapered blending brush, and I'm going to use the shade Sweetheart. I am going to blend that all along my lid. Just kind of using windshield wiper motions here. This is going to be my transition shade. As you can see, it's pretty neutral, and I like to get that all along the crease, just kind of, again, blending in using windshield wiper motions. I am going to set that brush aside because you'll be using it later, so make sure you hang on to it. Next, I grabbed a Morphe M433 blending brush. This one's a little bit denser than the Sigma E40, and so I'm using the darker shade Rebel, so the second darker shade in the palette to get my outer third. I'm kind of making a little V there, and I'm going to do that on both lids and just make sure it kind of matches. So this is just to make the look, give it a little bit of depth. I do take the E40 brush and I didn't add any product, but I do go back over it and blend it out just to soften it and keep it really nice and smooth. Next, I grab a Sigma large shader brush E60, and I'm going to spray that with a little bit of Fix Plus. Fix Plus is great. It's got glycerin, so it's really going to help that shimmer look really shimmery, as you can see here on camera. And I'm taking the shade Funny Girl, and I'm just patting that in to my the middle of my lid, kind of going up a little bit, and then into the inner corner just to get that bright, open, wide-eyed look, wide-awake look. I'm going to take that E40 blending brush and smooth that out a little bit just to soften that shimmer. Now I'm going to take a Morphe M411, which is just the smallest blending brush I own, and I'm going to take that dark brown shade Leader, maybe it's like a red, like a brick, and I'm going to do put that on the outer third of my eyelid and kind of blend that up a little bit just to get that smoked out. So I'm just taking that and blending that into the outer corner and smoking it up just a little bit. To go back in with Rebel just to soften that up. As you can see, that was super harsh between like the really light colored shimmer and the darkest color. So I'm going in with Rebel just to soften it a little bit and again give it a little bit of dimension and a little bit of depth. So that's kind of the trick with smoky eyes, is to just kind of keep blending and softening those shades until you get what you like, a look that you like. And I will note that this can be a little bit messy, guys. That's okay. This is why I do my eyes first, because if I ever make an uh-oh, it's really easy to just wipe off the eyes and start again versus doing your whole face and having to like fix foundation and concealer. I do go back in and I am blending out everything that I just did with that E40 brush, and I am going to take a little bit of shimmer because I feel like it got a little bit lost in translation with the darker colors, and putting that back on the inner corner of my lid there, not like the super inner corner, but you know, that like inner lid area, just to get that really that shimmer in there. Next, I'm taking Flower Child and I'm going to blend that up to my brow bone, just to blend in that look. Now that I have got pretty much all the eyeshadows applied the way that I want them, I am going to take a makeup removing wipe and I'm going to just clean up that outer corner so I can get like a really sharp line, and also just in case there was any fallout, that's going to clean that up as well. Next step that I will do is to put on eyeliner. For this look, I chose a brown rather than a black just because I didn't want it to be too harsh and I wanted it to be like a softer smoky eye. So the color that I used is the NARS eye paint in the color Mesopotamia. And to put that on, I used a Sigma E65 small angle brush. This is my favorite cream or gel eyeliner brush. I feel like it gives a really smooth application and it's really easy to use, so I really like using this brush for that. And this is where I realized that I wasn't on camera, so I go back up, but I'm just creating like a really soft brown line. I really didn't feel like it came across too much on camera, but there it is. It's just like this light brown line to kind of give a little more depth, but again, nothing too harsh. That's why I didn't use black. Now I am going to go on to the face. I am using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer Smoothing Primer. I just rub this all over my face just to get it blended in, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Coverage Invisible Cover Stick Foundation. The shade that I am is 125, which looks really, I realized this later, but it looks really yellow on camera. It's not as yellow in person, and it actually matches like my arms and my shoulders and my neck, but it looks not so hot with all this red that I got going on. But that's all right. It is what it is. Next, I'm going to take my Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush, and I'm just going to buff that all into my face. So I'm going to make sure that I buff that into the little corner areas on the side of my nose, and I'm going to blend all over my cheeks, under my upper lip area, just blending that all down across my whole face and making sure that I also touch my neck while I blend, or get my neck covered, my chin, under chin, whatever you call that. And I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Light Neutral. That's the color that works for me. I like it. It looks yellow, but again, I think that's just my lighting. And I am going to put my highlight as well as my concealer on. So that's why I did my forehead, the bridge of my nose, as well as my chin and the middle of my upper lip. I am going to contour next. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in the shade Medium because I do tan. So I do use the shade Medium, and I'm using the middle darker color, which is the color Chocolate, and I'm just going to draw a small line. I don't want to do too intense, so I am tapping this out very, very lightly. So I am going to also contour my jawline a little bit just to kind of hide that fantastic sexy double chin that I've got going on there. But I will contour my cheeks and then my jaw and then my forehead, and again I'm just dotting that on really, really lightly using the Sedona Lace 872 brush, which is kind of like a mini kabuki brush. At least to me it looks like a smaller version of a kabuki brush. I am going to grab my Real Technique sponge and I am going to blend everything out. So I'm going to use the pointed side to blend out the lighter colors and the flat side to blend out those darker colors. I'm blending that out, and that's kind of the key thing with contouring, is to blend it out so it looks smooth. Next, I'm going to set my face using the Laura Mercier loose setting powder, or the translucent setting powder. I love this stuff, and I'm going to use a Morphe G8, which is kind of like a tapered fluffy brush. I really like it. It's one of my new favorites. I'm going to really pack on that powder underneath my eyes. That is going to help prevent my product, my Naked concealer, from creasing. And I'm just going to take that that same brush and buff out the rest of my face. There's still going to be product on there, so I'm just going to use that to set the rest of my face. Alright guys, I did do my eyebrows off camera because I feel like that would have been redundant since I have a brow tutorial. And now I am going to do this little area under my eyes. I am going to use a Sigma E30 pencil brush, and I'm going to take Funny Girl, and I'm going to get that all along my lash line, not my rim, but just my lash line. So just from inner corner all the way to outer corner, I'm going to put that light shimmery gold color. The next thing that I'm going to do is taking a different Sigma E30 brush. I'm going to take that darker shade Leader, and I'm going to blend that from my outer corner to kind of the midpoint of my eye, just to give it a little bit, again, more depth and make it a little bit more smoky, to kind of help that smoky look that I'm going for. Then I grabbed some Urban Decay glitter eyeliner, I think is what it is. I don't know what it's called. Heavy Metal glitter eyeliner. Yeah, Heavy Metal glitter eyeliner in the shade Midnight Cowboy, and I'm going to put that all along the under my lashes as well, right up to where that dark smoky is. That way, when the light hits it a certain way, you'll get like a little bit of sparkle, which I think is super, super pretty. Next, I grabbed a MAC 135 brush, and I also grabbed my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Matte Bronzer. I like to do a little bit of bronzer even though I contoured, just to give my face a little bit more color. That's just the look that I like to go for. I also feel like it helps enhance the contour that I did. This MAC brush will pick up a ton of product, so I always make sure that I either tap it out really good or shake it out. So that's what I'm doing off camera. I'm shaking out that brush, and I'm just putting a little bit kind of in the same areas that I put my contour, just again to enhance that contour that I've already placed there. Next, I am taking this round synthetic brush from Morphe. It doesn't have a number because it came in a set, but I will link it down below. I'll find something similar. And I'm using What I Fancy MAC Powder Blush. This color cannot even be described. I think it's a gorgeous color. And I am just taking that and kind of focusing that on the apples of my cheeks. Next step I will do is I will take my Morphe M500 brush and my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Champagne Pop. I'm going to lightly brush that on the tops of my cheekbones and right on the tip of my nose. I also did my lashes off camera because it takes me forever, but just in case you're wondering, they are the House of Lashes Sweet Romance Lashes. I do have to trim them a little bit because I find House of Lashes is just a little bit too long for my eye, but that's just me. Now I am picking a lip color because I really didn't have anything in mind, and I happened upon this ColourPop in the shade More Better. I do grab a lip brush, also by Morphe, the B44, mostly because I am not an expert at putting on dark lips.
Right guys, that was the video. I hope that it helped you, and I hope that it inspired you to go make a pretty dark smoky eye of your own. If you have other requests or you want to see more tutorials using this palette, comment down below and I'll be happy to do that. And please subscribe so you can get updates whenever I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great night, everybody.